Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright guys, so I think you know how this video is about to go, guys. We got our signal. This is the bullish signal that we were looking for. At some point, we knew a short squeeze was right around the corner. Why? Because everyone was on the bear side. Extreme fear. You had a 17 reading on the fear and greed index. We did go over and outline that that is exactly where you marked the bottom back in March. Come over here to SPY back in March. And then what do you also have? You marked the bottom right over here in October. So you had a 17 reading on the fear and greed index back over here on the 11th. 2 days later, you bottomed, and that is when the bull started coming in. Well, guess what, guys? We actually got that reading 2 days ago. So that is pretty cool to see how it went exactly like it did last time. Now, I am just going to say right now, if you were bearish going into this, I don't know what to tell you. I have been spoon feeding all of the information I possibly could to you on this channel on why you do not get bearish right down here. On why you just don't do it. Just no matter how much you hear the crowd going absolutely bananas saying we're all wrong, all the people getting wrong here, you're completely wrong, you're going to lose all your money, ... Even though, you know, what I do with my money should not be anybody else's business, but you know, people still seem to care. When you see these things, that is when you have red flags going off all over the place, and you should start doing the opposite of the crowd. Now, what did we also have? We had all of our RSIs down at 70. All right, we also had these basing formation. We had this ugly double bottom over here on QQQ. What do we have today, guys? We broke out past the neckline at 362.95, and you can clear as day see that that had some momentum behind today's move. Now, we could very well come back and backtest that level before running back up to 369, but now that we have broken over 362.95, the neckline over here, the high of this candlestick right here, you very likely are going to have a swift move all the way up here to 369. So what am I looking for, guys? You see this arrow, right? But let's adjust that arrow and let's make it that. All right, so we were looking for the breakout. Over the breakout, we're looking for 369.15. That is the next level to be paying attention to, which was the support over here that broke down, and you ended up having a waterfall style sell-off over here. Now, SPY, here is some room for concern. Now, yes, we are bullish. Nothing has changed. This is actually making me more bullish, all right? I didn't know when this was going to come along, this bullish signal. The signal to me that was going to tell me that bulls are finally starting to take control. I didn't know when that was going to come along. I've been telling you guys all week, 2 to 3 weeks. That's Henry's call. 2 to 3 weeks. 440 SPY. We're probably going to be coming up here at 438.43. All right, guys, you're buying 30 days out. You're buying beginning of November. You're going to be sitting pretty. Now, I think that today, if anybody was laddering into me or in with me over the last few days, I think you had a great ass day. So congratulations, all right, for the people who didn't listen to the crowd, which I'm not going to call the crowd dumb. If you were short, just know you're not dumb. You just aren't experienced in the market to the point where you have seen this cycle play time and time again, guys. I have seen this cycle play so many times out, so many freaking times. We saw it down here. We saw it down here. We saw it at all of these other ones, guys. All these other bottoms. What marked them? Fear marked the bottoms. Euphoria marks the tops. Fear, when everyone thinks 410 is incoming, that is when you start getting extremely suspicious and you start using your own eyeballs and start looking at, hey, last time we got this condition, guys, it marked the bottom every single time. All right, you come over to QQQ. People are roasting me in the comments. There's a guy roasting me. All right, I think his name was William. All right, guess what? Get F-tater. First of all, I'm going to say you bet against me. All right. You see the sick, nasty short squeeze? I was trying to warn everybody out, screaming at the top of my lungs over here. I'm losing my voice over here because of how much I am just warning everyone that, hey, this is right around the corner. And guess what? Today we got that. So if you were on the opposite side, I don't know what to tell you, right? People want to roast me for using the RSI. I give myself credit for using one indicator. That's it, one indicator, and then on top of everything else, that's just us looking at price action, us literally just taking a look at the technicals on this chart, and people want to roast me for simplifying my view. A lot of people have a lot of indicators. I got one, all right, and this one seems to be extremely accurate. All right, so you want to roast me? I'm going to roast you in my video. And here I am. I'm calling you haters out, all right? Everyone wanted to crap on Henry the other day. And then I had my boy JR in the comments. He was coming in. He was like, hey, I got you, Henry. We've been here before. Just wait. Just give it some time. I was trying to tell you guys all this week. Guys, I'm a little early sometimes on these calls, and I get roasted. But when I see my comment section fill in with people just kind of, criticism, just straight haters, the reversal is right around the corner. I don't know what else to say. You went down, you were going to have buyers stepping in at 419. Where's 419, guys? That's your 200 DMA. You went down a little more, you're going to have buyers stepping at 417.62. Downside was extremely limited. Upside is where the risk to reward was. Right over here, every single one of these bottoms of these candles, all right? Your reward was $3 to the downside. $3, guys. This is what I was trying to tell people. Like, hey, it doesn't make sense unless you are scalping shorts. I don't care if they keep paying. It makes absolutely no sense because the big swing move is to the upside. And if you're looking at it any other way, you don't know how to read a chart. I'm 100%, I'm going to say that. All right, guys, I've been doing this a very long time. If you don't know how to read a chart, I got you here on this channel. Just follow along. Just hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell so you get all of our notifications right when we release our videos. We do try and do them around 3 o'clock, 3:30 every single day. All right, maybe a little later sometimes. Maybe sometimes they'll come out after market hours. But at least you'll know what's going on so you don't fall into the trap of the crowd. All right, because, guys, the crowd gets things wrong every single time. And this was just another time they got it wrong. All right, guys. But yeah, let's jump into the charts. I know 6 minutes of Henry gloating. I mean, we went over a little bit about these charts, but you know what? The purpose of this video is to show everyone and really just hammer everybody into everybody's heads here. Hey, guys. All right. Everything we've been talking about, it's completely valid. So anybody who has been, absolutely just crapping on me in the comments, just know today, I think you're probably going to shut your fat mouth. I think that's exactly how that's going to go down. All right. All right, so QQQ, you broke out over here. We are looking for up there. SPY, we're currently at the 431 to 433 supply zone, which you bottom over here. You have that touch point. You have that touch point. So 431 to 433. The second you break 433, that is when this is no longer going to be considered a demand zone, or it's not going to be a supply zone. And we could very well see this zone get flipped. And then boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. We are off to the races to the 438.43 gap fill. And I do think that is incoming next week, considering we just had a $10 move in one day. I think it would be very easy to have an $8 move over the span of next week. Now, what you want to see on SPY, we're going to put this on a chart right here. This is going to change the tide. All right. Let's see. We got the high 431.85. So let's just put that exact level on our chart right here. 431.85. What is the significance of 431.85, you ask? Well, guys, break 431.85. You have now started the process of an uptrend. All right, just like over here, you started the process of a downtrend. It was this candlestick right here broke this support. Even though you held, we knew we probably should start getting bearish. We broke all the way down. You broke right here. All right, I was not advising to go short. All right, I was advising to ladder into the long down here. I think that was a perfect idea. Right over here, sell into your supply. You got another glorious opportunity, and guess what? I congratulate anybody who freaking took that. Again, like, guys, the loudest I've seen the crowd was probably what we just had, all right? We did have at the October bottom, that was, it's probably a lot louder over there, but guess what, guys? For what we've had this year, yeah, guys, all right? The crowd just got very bearish, very quick, and like, guys, I don't know what to say, guys. We're going up. We're going up. All right. We are going to be reviewing the weekly charts in the weekly update, but I'm just going to say right now, does this look bearish to you? Not to me. It's Friday. That weekly candlestick is closing. Does that look bearish to you? No, not to me. I'm also going to remind everyone what we discussed in last week's update on Saturday. What was that, you might ask? Bull flag. All right, I told you guys I was going to keep that on my chart just in case we dip. I need to remember that we're in a giant bull flag. All right, while I'm speaking of bull flags, let's talk about our favorite setup looking a few weeks back. What happened? You got the break and freaking retest. I think this thing is coming straight up here to 109 to 111. Those are the levels that I will be paying attention to moving forward on AMD. You scale out into these zones right here. You got your supply zone right here. You can actually just do this. This is literally how I make these things, right? You either have a mini one up here, or you know sellers are probably going to step in somewhere over here. Now, if you break there, that's when you have no resistance till you come all the way up here to 419. Or not 419, 119. So that is what I'm looking for. We got the break and retest. You could actually see it on the 1 hour time frame. Break, retest, right? You can also see it with a hammer candlestick right here. You've got the breakout on Wednesday, hammer yesterday with the back test. Boom, straight green candlestick today, all right? Big green candlestick today. I think we, you know what, guys, I think this is very sexy. Now I'm going to bring it back over to our boy NVIDIA, all right? Who would have known, looking back, the best damn move that any of us could have made was just, you know, guys, when NVIDIA was at 400, just, you know, go all in NVIDIA for the October 20 strike. Just buy calls, just buy in the money calls, all right? You would have caught in just an absolute sick, nasty move, and you would have experienced straight up. You would not have experienced the chop that we've seen the indexes have. So I'm just pointing out, NVIDIA, guys, she's a trooper. AMD, she's also a trooper. Those are our favorite setups looking back. All right, and guess what? You know, past year, I mean, then it wasn't the favorite setup, but, you know, I'm just going to point out, this thing's looking absolutely sexy to me. I think this thing is just getting warmed up. I actually see another pattern in here. So, yes, you just got the breakout. And by the way, one of the targets of this falling wedge is going to be all the way up here. Do I think you get up all the way up over there? I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to say no. But I do see you have either you want to use this as your left shoulder, you want to use this as your left shoulder. I would use this right here, all right? Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. What do you also have? You have a breakout from this inverse head and shoulders formation with this touch point, that, and that. You have a breakout today, and guess what? It's just getting started. So just want to put that one on your radar. There we go. All right, let's get back over the indexes. Let's finish things up. All right, VIX, guys, you went right up to where we said sellers were going to step in. If you got one more low over here in the market, one more swift move lower, all right, what was going to happen to Mr. VIX? We discussed this in the weekly update. We discussed this. What was going to happen? You're going to come up. Your RSI is going to be over 65 again. We're going to be looking for a top in VIX. What else is going to happen? You're going to come and back test this trend line support that you had. You broke. It was a break and retest. Just like we got bearish right here on VIX, we got bearish right here. We literally pointed this out in the weekly update, right? So as of this candlestick right here, down here with this hammer, we were open to this possibility. You had a super resistance. What is that? You have horizontal resistance at 20.05. And then what do you also have? You had this trend line resistance. On top of that, you're going to have your RSI up here. On top of that, that RSI formed a bearish divergence. Boom. All right, guys. I'm just putting it out there. This is so not unexpected. It's so expected. It's ridiculous. All right. This is why, like, I really had to just ream the haters for the first half of this video, because, you know, you guys were giving me a run for my freaking money all week, all right? And I was just getting so freaking sick of it. And I was trying to say, like, guys, just wait. I'm going to stop answering your comments for 2 to 3 weeks, because I know all of you are going to be wrong. Why? Because this cycle plays out every single time. All right, guys, so we're looking for further downside on VIX. As that happens, I'm looking for further upside over here on SPY. To make it real simple, SPY over 433. Look for the break and retest. And next stop is going to be 438.43 on QQQ. Very easy here. Now that we broke out from 362.95, you can wait for the break and retest off of that level. All right. But regardless of whether we get the break and retest, next resistance is up at 369. And I think we head straight there. We do have increasing volume on the day, so we do know this isn't a fake move. This is a real move. I think shorts did just start to cover, which means the late shorts covering. All right, if that's you, I don't know. All right, but the late shorts covering, they're probably going to be fueling a further move. All right, I want to point out IWM. I think this is probably the best setup that I see right now out of all the indexes. Maybe it's a little laggard today. It was ahead of everyone today, but now it's lagging. But I do want to point out, you got a weekly hammer candlestick going on right here from the support. Just like we talked about, you had trendline support. You had this horizontal support. We got the bounce off of that. All right, I understand it went a little lower, but we're talking weekly trend line here. That is what we're looking at. All right, you had the daily bullish divergence going on here. Now you're getting volume on this move up. You're breaking above this previous support turned resistance. You break above, it's going to be treated as support again. I think IWM is likely going to produce the most amount of gains. because yeah, IWM happens to come with a lot of overreactions. If you're talking about rates, if you have an inflation scare that equals a rate scare, that equals IWM gets put in the dump. All right, but now, you know, which I'm also gonna point out right now, non-farm payrolls did come out very hot today, like double expected. That's not good. All right, but again, guys, bottoms get put in with fear, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing today. Regardless, guys, IWM really does look like the best setup to me. You also got this bullish engulfing candlestick confirming this hammer candlestick right here. And like I said, weekly time frame, this thing doesn't look too shabby. You have heavy volume on this as well. Heavy volume in the past has led to our bottoms. All right, and you want this hammer candlestick. Well, that's the last hammer you got with increasing volume like this. It was over there. All right, or you could look at it like this, and then you got a decent pop there. All right, guys, IWM is looking good. DIA does have a hammer candlestick on the weekly. You got QQ with the just mega bullish candlestick over here. We can call that a hammer. SPY's hammer. All the indexes, guys, they do have hammer candlesticks. I'm looking for further upside into next week. With that being said, I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.